Hi, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, and also glad to be here for our ongoing public speaking workshop. We have given you free videos out there. The reason being is because many of you want to look at a career choice change, and communications is a great field to be in. Now, keep in mind in communications, public speaking is one of those under that umbrella, and it gives you a great opportunity for that. Many organizations online will charge you 2 year, 4 year institutions from some of the best schools when it comes to communication. And then there are organizations that just specialize in public speaking. There is a cost, but maybe you can use that. Why? Frontline teacher for the first time in front of the students. You got a very important job. Maybe you're a supervisor for the first time, or you are a manager and you need some assistance on what you're going to be doing in front of the room with your new team members because it's your job to get their success. Or once again, you wanted to get into public speaking because front of the room opportunities with a whole lot of conferences, reunions, and now everything has been concentrated to this box. So we put up some free material because this way you may not have the money to pay for it, but you still want to see what the content or what the video looks like. And that's why we do it. So today, just wanted to recap some of the things once again when it comes to good public speaking, some tips, if you will. So, the very first one, being nervous is normal. We know that. Practice and preparation is the way that you can overturn any of that because all people, based on statistics, have a tough being in front of the room. Nerves are good to have. Now, when you are nervous, we can go two ways. Either we can use that fuel as a positive adrenaline and power through and still feel good about what we do, or we break down and we cannot deliver. Now, the way that we can make sure that we can be consistent, practice. So whether it's a mirror, whether it's using people, using videotape, audio tape, anything that you can critique yourself, and you'll do a lot better. Know your audience. The speech is about them, not you. So if I know that I'm speaking to students, whether it's secondary or whether it's college or maybe it's the babies, or someone hired me to come speak to their team members for their organization, all of those are going to be different speeches. So if I know my audience this way before I start, I can design my content, my speech, choose the words, choose the PowerPoint, the explosion, and what I would like them to take away from it. Once you've done that, we need to organize your material in the most effective manner to attain your purpose. And what is your purpose? Making sure that the audience grabs everything that you want to do, especially in the first 30 seconds. So there's some things that you can do, a joke here, something serious, a quote. That's up to you to organize it. The best way that I know, always start with the ending in mind. What is the takeaway you want to leave them? And then we go opposite, and that's how we start our speech with the end in mind. Feedback, we always want feedback. Don't be surprised if everyone doesn't love you. That's all right. Don't get too critical or down on yourself if they said that they needed to hear some adjustments, verbal, nonverbal. It only makes you better. Let your personality come through. That's part of you in front of the group. If you can't be yourself, it's hard for the audience to judge who you are, who they can trust. Is that takeaway something that I really need? So always be yourself. Become the best that you can be. Stand tall, strong, and you'll be all right. Now, telling stories, using different languages, all of these things set you apart. If you're going to do humor, tell stories, make sure that we keep it clean. Don't want to really, in a different language, upset someone because your story really made them mad. So be careful and do your research with that. Don't read unless you have to. Work from an outline, a bullet point. In other words, you're going to have a script or you're going to have some audio visual, maybe a PowerPoint. We don't have to read line for line. We want to maintain eye contact as we cover the room. Left, center, right, right, center, left. You'll see some of these other things of how I mean of how you cover a room on some of the previous workshops that I have done. Using voice inflection, using your nonverbal, using your hands, your body. All of this is a way to convey your communication to the guest to make it most effective for them to hear, understand your content, and take something away that will benefit them. And that's what you were trying to do. Always try to grab their attention at the beginning and close with something that's thought provoking. So when you can do these things, people will walk away or tell their boss, yes, this was an effective use of our time. If you are using audio visuals, please be careful. Make sure that everything in your deck, if you're using a PowerPoint, each slide is important. It's clean, it's not too busy, and we're not reading from it. It's just a way to make sure to drive home that point that you're trying to leave to that group. And please, practice, 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 but practice does not mean perfect. Good communication is never perfect, and nobody expects you to be perfect. However, putting in the required time to prepare to deliver a speech, now that's where you separate yourself from else that's out there. Preparation is the key. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, for our ongoing series of public workshop. Hopefully you got something out of it. And always, in parting, you go out and make